Hello, once again, this is Brother Teacher, Grandmaster Stroud. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do in the karate from my desk, is something in this very confined space in my office. Uh, go through some hand techniques with you. This is some Wing Chun techniques and or attacks, but they are not exclusive to Wing Chun, Kung Fu. Now, I think I taught this class a long time ago that the word Kung Fu does not even refer to martial arts. For those who think it does, let me enlighten you. The word Kung Fu actually literally means skilled at. One that is skilled at. And you can be skilled at anything and call it Kung Fu. That word Kung Fu. We, as English speaking people, as Americans, and as the world over time, and during the 60s and 70s, adopted that word Kung Fu as being a martial arts. And then we had a television series called Kung Fu with David Carradine back in the 70s. And we just have been using the word Kung Fu ever since. Now, so why do they call it Kung Fu? That's why. We've just been using it. You can be skilled at sewing, skilled at carpentry, skilled at plumbing, and it's still good Kung Fu. So in China, originally, all of the so-called Kung Fu arts were not called Kung Fu. They were called what the art was called, whatever its origin was. For example, Wing Chun. It's just simply called Wing Chun. That's it. Uh, Bagua is Bagua or Bagua Zhang. Tai Chi is actually pronounced Daiji or Daiji Chuan. And Xingyi or Xingyi. So you say Tiger Crane, or you would say Choi Lei Foot, or you call whatever the art was by the art's name and in the conversation. It was not until later or latter years they attached Kung Fu to it. Wing Chun Kung Fu. All right. White Crane Kung Fu, Tiger Kung Fu, Dragon Kung Fu, Praying Mantis Kung Fu. It was just called what it was called back then. So now we're done with that. Hopefully you can comprehend what I just said. So now that's that lesson. Now this is Wing Chun. So, but it's not exclusive to Wing Chun because the human body can perform the same techniques virtually no matter what the system and or style is that you study or practice in. The methodology is just different, okay? And the geographical locations may be different, but fundamentally, the body works the same. Circular movements, linear movements, angular movements, it's the same. That's it. For all intents and purposes, this is Chung Choi, Sun Fist. Here, it is a vertical fist. Here, and when we punch vertical or straight. The advantage that you have with the vertical punch versus the four fist strike, which is this punch here, is you have a longer reach. Because let's say this is even, right? Four fist strike. If I take this hand and turn it and cock it, I have more space in front by virtue of the way I turn my hand. So you have a longer reach by a few inches. Did you get that? So here again, four fist strike, and I'm not changing my shoulder positioning. It's the same position. I just turn my hand and I cock it, and you can see that I actually do have more space and or distance beyond this one here. Now, Chung Choi here, we do what I call tracking. When I teach my students, I say follow the lead hand. So when you punch with the first hand, you follow with the second hand in the same space, remove it, punch with the next hand in the same space, and remove it. This technique does not retract back to the rib cage area or the hips or waist, if you will, as in traditional karate. We don't do that. In a street situation, you don't want to do this anyway because it takes too much time to do this traditionally. That looks good in a kata, it looks good in a movie, but in a street situation, no. You want to have your hands up and available and in front of your midline, if you will, or your center to protect your body and your vital organs. I know you're learning something now. So when we execute the sun fist, we keep our hands about here, outside of the chest. We don't retract back here. That's only for training purposes. So here we punch and we track this fist here like so. Now, those are called chain punches when you do them in succession. So now I tell my students also, it's like water dripping on a stone. Water flows and it crashes, as Bruce Lee said. It can be soft and it can be devastating at the same time. How beautiful, right? Yin yang. So it's the same as water dripping on a stone. Over a period of time, the water will wear the stone out. The same principle is true when you strike an opponent. If the first blow is not that effective or less effective, second blow should impact more, and the third blow should impact even more. It's like when you walk on a carpet. After a period of time, you will wear that carpet down from treading on it the same spot over and over again. It's called friction. So Chung Choi's the chain punch. 1, 2, 3, 4 in succession. Now I tell my students, shortest distance between 2 points is what? Straight line and its directness. Wherever your hand is, that's directness. Straight line from point A to point B, straight line, it's there. It's that simple. It's there. So now, when we execute our chain punches or Chung Choi and we're practicing that technique to build and or develop it, we try to practice it at least 550 times per session. You can practice as much as you desire. If you are a beginner or a novice, less than more starting out and build yourself up. But what we do, we start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are single punches. And then we go counts of 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are counts of 2. And then we go through 3 all the way up into 10. By the time we get to 10, we will have accomplished 550 sun fists. So you can do them stagnant, stationary if you will, or you can start moving around and training as if you were fighting opponents, so you can get used to being mobile, and you can use a partner also. But that's the sun fist training that we do. All right, you strike with the 2 largest knuckles, as in the 4 fist strike, 2 largest knuckles by the thumb here. Now originally in Wing Chun, there's a corkscrew at the point of contact. Watch my hand here, and you go up. Originally, this is how the Wing Chun punch was done. Here, at the point of contact, you push your energy into the target. But long fist type of martial arts, or so-called kung fu, we just use the top of the fist. That can be a little bit more complex for some beginner students, so we just use the top of the fist, vertical punch without the corkscrew, if you will. Now, knife hand. Here, we attack the head area, neck area, throat area. Here, inside knife. Here, watch me switch. Here, I switch. I leave the hand out. I switch. Note that I keep my hands in my center. I don't drop my hands away from my center, leaving myself exposed. So again, if I'm going to attack here, I keep my hands here. I strike, 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 strike. I stay up close to my target. Same thing is true with BG or BLG. Some in Japanese call it nukete, spearhand, or we call it kwansu in Korean martial arts as well, spearhand. Blind your opponent for the moment so that you can affect your other techniques and get away from the situation if you can. So you use the spearhand. A spearhand, we don't use a spearhand like this, like you see in some karate schools. We curve our spearhand to solidify the striking area. Solidify. Those fingers need to be tight together like that. So we spearhand like that. I hope you understand that. So now we go here, 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 striking the vulnerable parts of the head and the neck, if you will. Blood circulates to the brain here. Shut the blood off in the vascular area on the neck. We'll talk about that later. So we want to stay on this particular subject here. You want to shut down your aggressor, if you will. We're not going to talk about the rest of the body right now, but here, your knife hands up close, here, your spear hand, and your chung choi. Now, let's go to the next thing, and then I'm going to leave you. Lin sil dai dar. That's a Chinese word for attacking and defending at the same time. Watch my hands. This hand moves, this hand goes. This hand moves, that's a flow. This hand moves, this hand goes. So, punch is coming at me, I move, and I go. Both hands are moving at the same time. It is not a block and then a strike. Even though we have done that and we do that, it's not practical in the street. We want to try to utilize both hands if we have those available to us. You follow? So this is called Pagdar. A slap block, which is Paksao. Pak and Sun Fist. Done together is Pagdar. Here, here. So when the punch is coming down my center, I remove it from my center and I come forward to their center. So it's here, here. If I want to follow up, I go here, hands stay out, again, there. That is Pagdar. Tandar is Tansao, palm up block, like you're asking for something here. Tansao is here, and you punch with this hand, and I retract here, there, there, there. That's Tandar. Okay, Bangsao, here. It is a rising elbow, or an elbow up block, or a wing block, some might say. Here, these are deflections, and then you enter in. So I deflect, then I come in. So we don't want to leave ourselves open for too long of a period. And our system is predicated or based on the field. So you have to sense your opponent's intentions after a period of time and through much practice. Okay, I hope that this was beneficial to you. I know it was. If you have any further questions, please let me know, and I'll assist you.